Won't dry off, keeps flowing.
Won't dry off, keeps flowing. Won't dry off, keeps flowing. Won't dry off, keeps flowing.
Hello and welcome to my Close It again. Today we keep on climbing the Himalayas of English with the use of determiners. More specifically, articles, the definite and indefinite articles. Now, it should be common knowledge, but sometimes it isn't. If you've got doubts as to when and where to use the, and so on, I suggest you have a look at pages 216 to 220 in Mr. Krzyżanowski's book. That's the grammar commentary that he's written specifically for those of you who are interested in doing really good at the English Olympics. And today I've just selected 8 examples that are mostly about being able to use your determiners or your articles. Now, obviously, there'll be many more examples where determiners or the knowledge of how to use them is required. So, unfortunately, you get disqualified, so to say, or you don't score a point if there was a need to use an a or a the, and you've forgotten about that. Just as if you've spelled something incorrectly, you won't get a point. So it's really worth taking note of. But let's just proceed with the examples for now. So, za Wyszehradem Dunaj skręca na południe, żeby płynąć przez wielką równinę centralnych Węgier. Dunaj. What's Dunaj in English? Yeah, unfortunately, Mr. Krzyżanowski will expect you to know certain geographical names. And names of rivers, names of countries, sometimes even countries that don't exist anymore, such as Niemiecka Republika Demokratyczna. There has been an example with that in the past, in the past papers, and I'm going to use it to illustrate some other points in another video. So today let's just stick to this. So past Visegrad, the Danube turns south to flow across the Great Plain of central Hungary. So I hope you knew that names of rivers are always preceded by the. And another one. Morze Śródziemne oddzielają od Sahary góry Atlas. Yeah, the correct spelling of Morze Śródziemne is also required here, obviously. So the Mediterranean is separated from the Sahara by the Atlas Mountains. The Mediterranean. Check it in the answer keys for the correct spelling, and the answer key or the correct answers are included in a slide at the end of this video, as usual. Okay, and incidentally, things like mountain ranges, deserts, and names of seas are always preceded by the, so it's the Mediterranean, the Sahara, and the Atlas. So, wiosną każdego roku Ben spędza weekendy na obserwacji łabędzi nad brzegami Tamizy. Every spring, Ben spends his weekends watching swans on the banks of the Thames. So watching swans, not watching the swans, because they are swans in general, and that's the reason why there shouldn't be an article in front of a word. Uzyskał wcześniejsze zwolnienie z marynarki po tym, jak chorobę zdiagnozowano jako malarię. He got an early release from the Navy after his condition was diagnosed as malaria. Now, the Navy is marynarka wojenna, and more often than not, Mr. Krzyżanowski's examples that are meant to be all about the knowledge of grammar will expect you to also solve the vocabulary related problem, and this is one of those examples. And also malaria, well, with some illnesses, diseases, sicknesses, you're not supposed to use determiners. So malaria is one of those. So it's not a malaria, it's not the malaria, it's malaria. Again, there is a certain rule that most of the common ailments, such as a cold, or a runny nose, or a sore throat, typically take an a, while the more serious complaints, such as malaria or cancer, don't. I suggest you read up on that. Okay, so a multiple choice type of example, and usually in those examples you have to just show how natural you are at learning, at using the language that you've learned. So which of these four options sounds, well, most natural to you? Unaware that she texted the wrong number, my grandma was very upset at getting no response. So it's always the wrong number. Yeah, I've dialed the wrong number, not a wrong number, even though in some cases it would make sense. Well, but here actually you're not provided with an option like that, luckily, so out of these four, only the wrong number sounds good. The number of spam mails must have been, and once again, try all of those four options for size, so to say. Make sure that you choose the one that sounds most reasonable out of these. And here, that would be in the tens of thousands, so option D. The number of spam mails must have been in the tens of thousands, I think. And to be honest, I remember clearly when I was sitting that test myself, because this is what I try to do every year, actually, to check whether I still have it in me, or to check how much I know and how much I don't. Well, typically I score somewhere in the region of 52 to 56 points out of 60. I was quite stuck on this one, while when I asked my students which option they'd gone for while writing their tests, most of the good ones were certain that only D sounded right. So it just means that, well, by no means is my knowledge complete, and I must just I might need to read more or listen to English more. Well, I do, but yeah, more is required, I suppose. And two more examples. So they couldn't hide their anger at, again, which of these sounds like really good to you, to your ears? At the damaging of a facade of a church by the protesters. And I hope this one sounds good to your ears, because it's quite natural to say things following this kind of pattern. Like, Mr. Kowalski is a Z-list celebrity, so he would come to the opening of a fridge if he was invited. Yeah, the opening of a fridge, the burning of a facade of a church. A lot of this here, but well, it can't be helped. It's just something that is part of natural English. And last but not least, my client's firm instruction is to buy the collection whatever the price. So the first answer is correct. So I cannot withdraw. Okay, whatever the price. Again, it sounds right. It's more to do with you being able to tell apart answers that sound natural in English than the actual conscious knowledge of how to use the in different contexts. Now, whatever the price is good, at whatever price would also have been good if, that is, this option had been provided, but it wasn't. So definitely not at whatever a price, meaning option C is wrong because of the letter A, or the indefinite pronoun, not pronoun, the indefinite article. Because whatever means something like any, and you never use any with a. So any a price doesn't make sense. At any price makes some sense, of course, and it sounds about right. So this video is just about to be a little bit shorter than all the others, because these are all the examples that I've been able to select from those 4 tests that I tend to use in every video. But I hope it was informative, so thank you very much for sticking around, and I'll see you next week, I hope. Bye.